It might not be official, but it is pretty damn close at this stage. It looks like Kent and Morelos will not be at Rangers next year. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. For a long time now, there's been discussion about Ryan Kent, discussions about Alfredo Morelos and where this pair would end up with their contracts running down. Would they sign new contracts with Rangers? Would they remain at the club? Well, now it looks like it might not even be up to those two, because Michael Beale has confirmed that Rangers have not offered new contracts to Ryan Kent or Alfredo Morelos as their current deals run down. Now, earlier in the year, around February, March, Michael Beale came out and says that Ryan Kent, even though his contract was running out, he says that Ryan Kent had done enough to show him that he wants to remain at Rangers next year. Then he said about Alfredo Morelos that he hasn't done enough and that he needs to see more for Alfredo. And from that point onwards, I think we all thought that Michael Beale doesn't have any interest in Morelos. He is going to let Morelos' contract run down, let him leave, but he wanted to keep Ryan Kent. He wanted Ryan Kent to remain at Rangers. But now that Michael Beale's come out and dropped the bombshell here that Rangers haven't even offered new contracts to Ryan Kent or Alfredo Morelos, it makes you wonder whether Michael Beale and Rangers want either of these men in their plans for next year. Now, in terms of current wages, these would be like two of the highest paid players at the club. So if Rangers can't get a performance out of them, and let's be real, these two have been past their best now or at least, I'm not saying they're past their primes, but they haven't performed anywhere near their best for Rangers for at least, I would say, a year and a half now. So, I mean, is it really worth keeping players that aren't performing, that are up the higher end of the wage bracket? Maybe not. So Michael Beale looks like he's content to let these contracts run down. Like, I know things could change. I guess they could offer them contracts out of the blue, but you feel like if Rangers were going to, you feel like if it was that important to Michael Beale to keep. Now, let's focus more on Kent, because he did say that he wasn't really, Morelos hadn't done enough, but he wanted, back in February, he wanted to keep Kent. He says that he wanted Kent to stay at Rangers and he was going to offer them a new deal, and now he hasn't, and it's fair to say that Ryan Kent's form lately has been out the window, so it looks like Michael Beale has definitely changed his position on Ryan Kent, and I mean, I can't really blame him. You look at Ryan Kent's latest performance there in the Old Firm match, and he was hooked at half-time, and it's like, by God, he was awful. And I know Rangers aren't exactly blessed with, great wide players, but Jesus Christ, I feel like at least like with Matondo and Sakala and even Scott Wright, I feel like they're going to at least try. Whereas, yeah, sometimes with Kent and Morelos, it looks like they don't care. It legit looks like they don't care. So I think their time could be up at the club, and it's, from a Rangers perspective, it's bad business, because at their peaks, at their primes, when they were at their best for the club, I mean, you could have been looking at 15, 20 million pounds for each of these players, and now they're going to get absolutely nothing. So yeah, maybe Rangers need to work on their transfer model, because you just cannot allow this to happen. And I will give them credit, because they've done pretty well with Nathan Patterson, 16 million. I thought they'd done well with Bassey as well. Aribo, they probably could have got a bit more for, but again, it was the final year of his contract. But when you look at these two, the fact that Morelos and Kent, let's be real, 2 years ago, these were Rangers' top two prized possessions. I mean, you looked at who was probably the most valuable players to Rangers in that period 2 years ago, and it would have been these two. It would have been Morelos, it would have been Kent, and now it's players that are practically going to leave. Well, they're going to leave for nothing. They are going to leave on a free come the end of the season. Now, Rangers, I guess, could offer them contracts to try and prevent them leaving for free, but again, what is the point of just, spending all that money, adding to the wage bill, when these players are not performing? I mean, is it even worth Rangers trying to re-sign them and then offload them? I mean, probably not. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Morelos, Kent, both looking like they are out the door. And it's sad to see, because both of these guys did have really good careers at Rangers, and the way it's fizzled out is to absolutely nothing, just to like embarrassment now. I mean, it's like fans don't want them there, they don't want to be there, the club doesn't want them. It's all just turned to shit for both Morelos and Kent. Two players that, like I said, 2 years ago were flying high for Rangers. We're helping Rangers win title 55, and now these two guys are kind of just going to like walk embarrassingly out the back door of the club and not even get the club a single penny. It's didn't expect to see this happen, but yeah, I guess neither player just really has much interest, and who knows, Morelos, will he go abroad? Will Ryan Kent go to England? I guess we'll find out, but based on like the performances we've seen for these guys this year, I mean, what clubs would want them? I mean, yeah, like, it wasn't that long ago we were speaking about Kent going to the Premier League and Morelos, you know, getting a big move to a European club, but, I mean, would any big clubs now take Morelos? Would any Premier League club really take Kent based on the performances that we've seen from them lately? Unlikely. Based on how they're currently playing, unlikely. And for Rangers, I mean, yeah, it frees up the wage bill, but now they've got two big positions that they need to fill, and we don't know what the transfer budget is. It could be limited. Now, Michael Beale said it's going to be the best transfer budget that any Rangers manager has had in recent memory. So, I mean, that makes you think that it might be a decent amount he's got to spend. But, I mean, once you replace Morelos, once you replace Kent, and I'm not talking about their current abilities, I'm saying if you want to replace a prime Morelos and a prime Kent, that is going to take a hell of a lot of your budget. And then you're possibly talking another $5 million to get Tillman to secure his services. So yeah, this is going to be a big summer for Rangers and an expensive summer if they want to try and replace the players and build a team that is capable of challenging Celtic for the league title. Anyway guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Fog Football, peace out.